Hello Hookaholics, it's Melanie from She's Stitchin', and welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Today my stitch of the week is going to be the rice stitch, and this is a tutorial that will work for everyone, but it is specific to our crochet along. So if you haven't seen our crochet along, you can go ahead and check out the rest of my channel where we are working up different samples of stitches that are 30 stitches wide and worked out to go together into a blanket. So this is for the rice stitch. It's very easy. It uses front posts and back posts, and it creates this very beautiful tight weave of a pattern. And you can see it's maybe like a breathable fabric, but it is a pretty thick fabric. So I have a couple samples to share with you, but before I do that, I want to say, if you're following the crochet along with us, that we are using our size 4 yarn like normal, and this size 5 hook, or the H for the American abbreviation. It's the 5mm. And let me show you the samples that I worked up this week. As I said before, it's a little bit addictive, so let me show you what I did. I worked up in a cotton. This is the Peaches and Cream in the creamsicle color, and I really liked how it was turning out, and I couldn't stop myself. So you can see it does kind of, it is kind of a stitch that will work for color pooling. You can see the pattern is, you can see the square, like it's starting to repeat itself, and it's double-sided. So that's kind of to give you an idea what it looks like in a variegated yarn. And normally I only do my sample in squares, but this stitch is addictive and I wanted to know what it would turn out like, so I kept going. And then I also have a sample from my random, I don't remember what kind of yarn this is, kind of a stash thing. And you can see on this sample I was able to get it to color pool, and I wish I had enough of this yarn to make something, but it's really not that much. So this is just an acrylic that I have randomly. It's very old. But you can see it was starting to color pool. So if that's something you want to give a try on, and or it's something that you've done before and you like it enough, it does work with this stitch. So you can see what that looks like. Pretty fun. And then I also wanted to share what this looks like with a chunky yarn. Now this is a very luscious blanket. Let me zoom out maybe. That my mom made me. Oops, there's the edge of my studio. This is a blanket that my mom made me. I don't even know when she made it for me. And to be honest, I might have kind of stole it from her house one night when I was bringing my babies home. But you can see it's really pretty, and it's very, I don't know if you can tell, it's a very padded and fluffy stitch with this beautiful bulky yarn that she used. Okay, and my last sample to show you is my little scarf that I've been doing for the crochet along, and this was out of a yarn that was given to me from an estate stash. So it's kind of older, but it is more of like a size 3. And I'm working up my crochet along scarf with the same size hook recommendations, so it's a little bit more of a breathable size for what we've been working on. So you can see that's the size 3 yarn, and I just, oh, there's my son's hand. He likes this scarf. It's very soft. This is a very soft and fluffy yarn. I don't know if you can tell. So, say hi. So that's the basket, the tight weave right there in the middle of the stitches. So if you're interested in this, I'll be making a video soon to say how I'm doing it. But really what I'm doing is just a few rows, the same stitch count as this video, just attached onto the top of a few rows from our other videos. So the starting chain for this is going to be 32 chains with your 5.0 mm hook, and I will meet you down on the bottom. Alright, I wanted to join you down here from the front view, but first I want to say that I'm using my Caron 1 pound. The color sample for my crochet along is the soft sage. But on the sample that I'm going to be using today, I'm going to be using the soft gray mix, which is also the color of my post stitch here. And I brought my post stitch out to recommend to you guys, if you're having trouble following this stitch, to go ahead and try the post stitch, just so that you're familiar with working front and back posts before you start something like this where it's every single stitch. So this is kind of a more gentle introduction into post stitches. And I also brought out my waffle V-stitch because it's a lot of front and back posts, or actually just front post on the V-stitch waffle. But if you have done like a waffle or any Celtic braid stitches before, this will be super easy for you in comparison. So what we're going to have is a starting chain of 32, which I have ready. And then we are going to skip and go. So this is 32, 31, 30, and we're going to go into the 29th bump here and just do a double crochet. And that is American terms. So it's going to be a yarn over, place in the hole, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through 2. So go ahead and do this all the way across the first row, and I will meet you at the end. At the end of the row, we have 29 double crochet and the starting chain, or the turning chain, so it's going to be 30 stitches across. And now we are going to do a chainless knitting double crochet. Now this is something I've been doing in all of my crochet along tutorials, so I don't want to spend too much time on it for our repeat viewers, but what you're going to want to do is place your finger here, wrap it around at about the height of a double crochet. When you start here, about the height of a double crochet, then you wrap around like that, and you maintain the pressure. Oops, sorry, my end. Maintain the pressure so that that doesn't fly away. Then place your hook under the 2 V's like that. Yarn over, pull loop through, and then just finish it off like a double crochet. Pull through 2, and you can let go, and then pull through 2. Or if you're uncomfortable doing this, you can do a chain 3. I will also include in the video description a link to a more in-depth tutorial from Moogly by Tamra, where she is the person who created the stitch. All right. Anyways, so so you're either going to have a chain 3 or a chainless knitting double crochet. And then we're going to get into this here. You can either, or not, what we're going to want to do is place our hook all the way behind the stitch like this. So this part of the stitch is going to be called a post. So you can see I'm going all the way through. And you're going to yarn over and pull a loop up. And then just finish it off like it was a normal double crochet. So yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through the next 2. And that's our first front post double crochet. And then the next stitch is going to be a back post double crochet. So that means we're going to go from behind. So you want to stick your hook all the way down and see it start to pick up there, and then behind that post. Okay, it's kind of hard to see, but, and then you just do a normal double crochet. So you yarn over, pull up a loop, then you have 3 on, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So there you can see the first 2 stitches with our texture on them, and that's what we're going to repeat all the way across the row, is alternating front post and then back post. So let me do another front post with you. So we're going to yarn over, skip this one because this is where we just did our back post, right? I'm going to go all the way around that stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2. Okay, and then the next is to do that back one. So we yarn over and place in there, pull through 2, pull through 2. Let me pull out some extra yarn here. And that's what we're going to keep on repeating all the way down. So let me do the repetition 2 more times with you, and then I'll meet you at the end. So yarn over, go around the first one, pull loop up, pull through 2, pull through 2, and then the back stitch, or the back post, I'm sorry, all the way around, pull through 2, pull through 2. There you go. And I'll do that one more time with you. So you want to go all the way around the front. From the front, go all the way around the post. yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and then you're going to yarn over and go all the way up around the post from the back side, so the back post. Yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, and there you have it. You can see it starts to create this kind of every other, I'll pick up the camera, it makes like every other pattern there. So you can see. Alright, so go ahead and continue that all the way around, or all the way down the rest of this line, and I will meet you at the end for our last stitch. Alright, so now I've reached the end almost of the row. I've got the one stitch left to do with you. But you can see here it alternates every other. And the last one, the last textured stitch, the last post stitch of the row is going to be that back post. And then your last stitch of the row is going to be a double crochet. So you're going to want to skip this top of the stitch because that's going to be represented by this back post. So skip this bigger one here that you can see and go on to the top of the turning chain here. So let's go. These are always a little bit more difficult to get through. So I use my fingers. There we go. And then just do a regular double crochet. Sorry, I don't know if I said that. So just a regular double crochet into the last stitch. And there you go. And now we're going to, so before we turn, I just want to point out this is a back post here, and this is a front post, okay? So now let's turn this over. And you can see this back post is now popping forward towards us. Okay? So just remember that, but first let's do our turning chainless standing double crochet again. So we're going to hold our tension at the height of double crochet, wrap it around, place it through the hook, or through the hole, yarn over, pull, loop through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And if you're uncomfortable doing that, totally understandable, you can just replace that with the chain 3. Okay, so like I was saying before, this was a back post on the last stitch. And now it's popping forward towards us. But in order to get the cool basket-like texture, what we're going to do here is a back post. So this stitch, the whole way up the pattern, is always going to be a back post. But when you look at it, because of, you know, front versus back, it's going to look like it's alternating. So we're going to do anything that's popping forward, we're going to do a back post. And if it's popping backward, we're going to do a front post on it. So that just means that we start with a back post and then we go every other the whole rest of the way across. Okay, so let's start with a back post on this stitch. So wrap your hook all the way around the post from behind and then yarn over, pull loop through, pull through 2, pull through 2. Okay, so there you can see it's starting to make it wave in and out, right? And then the next one is going to be a front post. So we're going to wrap our hook all the way around the post from the front side. Then yarn over, pull loop through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, and there's our first 2 things. And then we're going to repeat that the whole rest of the way across. Sorry, you guys stand still if you're going to... I didn't hear that, but if you're going to sit next to me, you guys stand still, okay? Alright, so let's go ahead and keep working on that. Sorry, that's my little man is here with me. Alright, so this one's a front hopping towards us, so we're going to go around the back. So yarn over, pull loop through, pull through 2, pull through 2. And then we're going to go to the next one. And we're going to go from the front. So wrap our hook through from the front. Pull through a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2. And so you can see it's a pretty easy pattern to remember. It's a little weird to remember what you're going to do next, but you're always going to want to make it so that the if it pops forward, then take it back so that it's every other looking on each stitch. Alright, so we're going to start from the back here. So wrap around the post from the back, from the behind of your work. Pull loop through, pull through 2, pull through 2. And then the next one's going to be from the front. Yarn over, pull loop through, pull through 2. There you go. So go ahead and finish that all the way down through the end of the pattern. Back post, front post, back post, front post, and I will meet you at the end for the last stitch and the turn. These last 2 stitches in with you. So row 3 is the last post stitch of the row is going to be a front post stitch. So we're going to go in from the front, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. Okay, and then we're going to do the double crochet and do our chainless knitting double crochet, or the chain 3 if you weren't comfortable with that. So you can see we've got these nice 2 loops on the top of the chainless knitting double crochet for me to find and go into, and then pull through a double crochet. And that is the end of row 3. So the pattern is going to repeat that all the way up. Repeat row 2 and then repeat row 3. So if you're doing the crochet along with us, you can do that until it matches your other squares. And this is also the point in the project when I would check the gauge. So you can see here this is lining up perfectly on top of my other stitch. Let's see what's going on with this waffle stitch. Yeah. So it's also, you know, the same size as the stitch waffle. So go ahead and check your gauge at this point to make sure you don't need to change anything up. And let me lay that guy back down. Okay, so row 2 is always going to start with a back post double crochet, or I'm sorry, with the front post double crochet, and row 3 starts with the back post double crochet. So that will be repeating all of the way up. So now that we're going to start on row 4, we're going to repeat row 2 and do our turning chain, which is the chainless knitting double crochet or the chain 3, whatever you're comfortable with. And then the first stitch of row 2 was that front post double crochet. You can see here, kind of helps to look at the base to make sure you know what you're doing. The base of the double crochet is what I mean. So that was a front post, so we're going to do the front post here. And the other way to know that is this guy is hiding in the back, so he's going to get a front post to bring him forward. So we're going to yarn over, place our loop or our hook all the way around the back, then pull up a loop through, pull through 2, pull through 2. And then the next one, he's in the front, so we're going to want to pull him back. So we'll do a back post. So we'll go from behind, from the back. Go all the way around in there. Pull loop through, pull through 2, pull through 2. Okay, this one's hiding in the back, so we're going to pull him forward. Yarn over, place it in there. Pull through 2, pull through 2. So I hope that you are now able to understand the pattern. It is pretty easy, and like I said before, it's kind of addicting to do. So I hope that you enjoy this stitch. If you have any questions, please let me know. Please make sure to like and subscribe to my channel so that you get updates when I'm adding new tutorials or product reviews or pattern reviews. I'm going to be doing one soon. And I hope that you have a great week. And if anybody asks where I am until next time, just tell them she's stitching.